Hello guys, I'm going to be explaining and helping you understand Veresa's kit. Some or a lot of players who have Veresa seem to be a bit confused as to how her kit works, and they feel a bit lost when actually using her skills and elemental burst. Also, I will be honest, when I tried out Veresa for the first time, her kit did feel a bit weird to me, but after some reading and going through her kit thoroughly, I finally understood how it works. I don't know how many Veresa guide videos are out there because I really do not watch Genshin guide videos whatsoever unless I am absolutely too lazy to take myself to the lab and test the characters out myself. The reason I have decided to make this video is because I have been on the forums and seen someone ask how her elemental burst works, and that the YouTube is of no help at the moment, so this made me think that other people and not just this individual is having this issue. Also, I don't know if the guide videos that are out there really explain her kit in full depth, and thus why I also decided to make this video to help you understand the full extent of her kit and how you can use it properly. So the first thing I just want to say in explaining her kit is to think of Veresa having 2 elemental burst meters. I know it sounds weird at first, but I will explain how the second meter works later in the video. Veresa's elemental burst is called Guardian Vent, and she has 2 variants of this elemental burst. One where she does a flying kick and another where she does a volcano kablam. Each of the 2 elemental bursts has their own respective animation. The flying kick elemental burst has the long animation, or what I will call the main elemental burst animation. Meanwhile, the volcano kablam elemental burst has a shorter animation. But in order to trigger these specific elemental bursts, we need to understand the 3 combat states that Veresa can enter, those being Night Soul's Blessing state, Fiery Passion state, and Apex Drive. Night Soul's Blessing state, which I would just get out the way because it's the most obvious and simplest state she can enter, is to hold down your skill that will allow her to go to sudden or rush mode. Next is Fiery Passion state, and to enter the state, all you have to do is build up Night Soul points by using her skill and doing plunge attacks. Another way of entering Fiery Passion is by using her main elemental burst, which is the long animated one with the flying kick, and her Night Soul points will restore to full. One thing to note about the Fiery Passion state is that this does count as her being in the Night Soul's Blessing state and will only last 15 seconds. This can also run out if she runs out of Night Soul points or leaves combat for a period of time. The last combat state is Apex Drive, and remember how I said to think of Veresa as having 2 elemental burst meters? Well, this is that combat state that activates the second elemental burst meter and uses the second variant of her Guardian Vent, that one being the Volcano Kablam elemental burst, and it's the one with the shorter animation. So in order to enter this state, you would just have to do a plunging attack while in the Fiery Passion state. Doing that will briefly activate Apex Drive and activate the second elemental burst meter. If you are in this state as well, you will have increased interruption resistance, ignore her elemental burst cooldown, and consume less energy to use her second variant of Guardian Vent, which is again Volcano Kablam elemental burst. Now Veresa's skill is very straightforward. You press it, do a normal attack that follows up with her to do a plunge attack, and you repeat the process. This skill has 2 charges, allowing you to reset each of the 2 if you are in Fiery Passion state. This reset is actually called the follow-up strike, and it lasts only 5 seconds but has a bit of a different look to the skill's icon. Instead of hearts, the follow-up icon looks more electrifying. Going through with a follow-up strike is what actually puts you in Apex Drive, therefore activating the second elemental burst meter. Again, you still need to be in Fiery Passion state in order for this to work. Now, let's talk about her elemental burst and how to know which one you will be using when you are using her in combat. Again, you will always think of her as having 2 elemental burst meters because she has 2 variants of Guardian Vent. The main one is the flying kick animation. This will cost you 70 energy or maxed out energy to do and has an 18-second cooldown. Meanwhile, the second one, which is Volcano Kablam, will only cost you 30 energy with no cooldown. So how do you activate the main elemental burst? It's actually pretty simple to do, and to do that, you have to make sure that you have maxed out energy, you have no cooldown, and that you are also not in Apex Drive. To make sure you don't enter Apex Drive, just don't do the follow-up strike that comes from her skills reset. Now, how do you activate the second elemental burst? Like I said before, you need to be in Apex Drive that comes from doing the follow-up strike from her skills reset while also being in the Fiery Passion state. Doing that allows the second elemental burst meter to activate, therefore letting you use Volcano Kablam. Now, one more thing I want to go over is her constellations 2 and 6, and this is another thing where people can also get confused when trying to understand her kit. So remember when I said Veresa needs to be in the Fiery Passion state to enter Apex Drive? Well, Constellation 2 will completely ignore that requirement because it will now allow Veresa to go into Apex Drive from doing the skill's plunging attack regardless of her being in the fiery passion state or not. And no, I'm not talking about this coming from the follow-up attack, I'm talking about mainly from before the skills reset. Constellation 6 will grant Veresa 30 energy when she enters Apex Drive, therefore allowing you to instantly use her second elemental burst meter, so please remember that Apex Drive is only a brief state from doing a skills plunge attack and cannot last longer than 2 seconds. Anyway, that is all I have in explaining Veresa's kit. Hopefully this video helped you guys get less confused and understand how to use her kit better. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up to help the YouTube algorithm. Have yourselves a good one and see you guys later. Bye.